Some standard guidelines. Time has to be given to experience sounds. Time for ourselves, basically. Obviously, some possible sources of disturbance: telephone, doorbell, temperature level, uncomfortable clothing, etc. Required to be gotten rid of. Doing a relaxation workout prior to listening can help, as will soft deep breathing into the stubborn belly location, consequently improving our total body contact consisting of feet and legs. Taking a comfortable position such as sitting or resting. If you do not have the propensity to go to sleep, loosening up belts and tight clothing, taking off shoes, and so on, feeling complementary to let your awareness travel in between sound and body gradually, not trying to find anything in particular. Without rush, you let yourself sink into the experience of sound. If you are listening to recorded music, it generally helps to pick music played on just one or very few instruments. Typically takes 15 to 20 minutes before our busy and intellectual left brain cools down, permitting the best brain and sensation awareness to take over. Spiritual healing in basic and sound healing in specific generally deals with different levels at the exact same time. There will always be some harmonizing of the 5 components. We can only rate the nature and full complexity of the factors taking part in a healing process. I have actually highlighted the essential role played by our inborn qualities and the light element as a principle of universal intelligence which need to take the lead. Striving to work on a deep level is the only warranty that the healing activity might reach a causal level and will ultimately contribute to the healing of the roots of an issue, which is to say, to clear it away totally. This frequently requires a continuous deal with yourself. Excellent intents are inadequate. Need to you be able to add to the healing process using your healing skills, including music. You need to provide allowance to this unmanageable part. We might want to call it magic in the sense of something abstruse. This does not suggest that there is no requirement to establish some understanding of what you are doing. Musical instruments as sources of sound, or certainly the sound itself, can play a crucial function in this, even if we are but at the start of comprehending how sound works, and they can be important allies to a clear mind. May I refer once again to the 5 main aspects associated with sound healing: the quality of the musical instruments, the musical structures used, the therapist's inspirations and level of destination to his or her work, the openness of the receiver, and the energies of the place worked in. Humanity, most likely considering that the start of times, has actually produced musical instruments and more just recently recordings of music in order to render sounds they have actually heard in their dreams and which they might not reproduce with their sound. Musical instruments help to produce musical motivation. They lend us wings, air, and allow us to reveal a vision or an inner story without words. They assist to create that magic, that world of dreams rising from the depths of our minds. Throughout the last 40 years, we have come to know various instruments from all corners of the world, first with the folk music motion, later with the world music wave. Throughout this time, a number of instruments for healing or meditative usage have actually been produced. Vidya has presented a variety of them in his course Ritual and Dreams of Sound. I primarily concentrate on easy-to-play instruments, accessible to everybody. They allow musical meetings in between seemingly unequal partners and even more the access to sensations to the right brain way of playing music. Some, like the didgeridoo, the rainstick, the djembe, have become quite popular in recent years. This is most likely for the very same factors that Harry Potter has conquered our hearts, advising us that all of us do have dreams and can make magic. I attempt to work with instruments that are sound occasions in themselves. Not always do they need to be pricey, as clay flower pots demonstrate. The low-cost instruments frequently available now in supermarkets, which contain a lot of plastic and have no genuine sound quality, are definitely not conducive to this method of playing. A synthesizer, though, can be terrific. However, you need to spend a certain minimum sum so as to prevent the plastic sound. The very same holds true for CD recordings of musicians using them. The ability of the craftsman who developed the instrument, of course, adds to its magic, and not just to its audible part. When grouping the instruments according to the 5 components, I recommend against viewing this as a rigid and simplified theory. However, rather see it as a contribution to developing discrimination amongst various qualities and the tendency produced by using a specific instrument. It stays a job for your awareness to choose what to do with the impact of sound, whether you use the help it provides or whether it passes undetected. In reality, the same instrument can evoke all the elements depending upon how it is played. A xylophone, for instance, if played softly, with soft mallets, tends to show the quality of water and even to create a mothering envelope of sound, as Fred Vogel's does on the album Natural. When played hard, however, with hard mallets, you would generate a more fiery quality.